Okay, so I'm getting to the point. I was 4 weeks yesterday post C-section, and I'm starting to feel a little bit of tightness in my back. I just feel like I want to stretch. So I thought I would do a really quick video because I really want to document for everybody else what my rehab journey is looking like. Most of you know already at the minute that I am just walking. That's literally it. That's all I've been doing. And just making sure that my posture is as good as it can be throughout the day. Obviously it's not perfect. I definitely think I've got ab separation again. There's no point in checking just yet, it's too soon. Anyway, I'm just going to start off. This is literally the first time I'm going to do some proper connection breathing. I've had a little cheeky squeeze of my lower abs to see if they're firing or not, and I think I can feel them. So I am going to do a little bit of connection breathing, and I'm going to do it on my back, on the floor, because when you're first starting out and you've got weakness, it's the best way to really feel the engagement. So remember that connection breathing is all about just the lower abs and pelvic floor. It's not about everything else. I don't really feel ready to fully engage, and I don't feel ready to do the full breathing. I can still feel a few little tightness and twinges in there, and I'm well aware that it is only 4 weeks post surgery. So remember that connection breathing is still exactly the same. So you take a big inhale, relax pelvic floor, relax core, jaw and shoulders, and then sending the air down to the pelvic floor and a little bit to the belly, really expanding the chest. And then when you exhale through the mouth, you're just going to gently pull up the pelvic floor and just see if you can squeeze the lower abs. I am literally going to hold them as I exhale. There's not going to be major engagement. Again, I just don't feel ready to be doing that. So I'm going to lie down on my back. Definitely think I've got ab separation, and you should be doing it on your side to your back anyway at this point. Hopefully you can still see me then. This is literally just a last minute video. I just thought I'd record it while I was doing it. So rolling onto your back. So I'm going to take a big inhale and relax. And then as I exhale through my mouth, I'm going to make sure that I tilt my hips back so my back's nice and flat. And I'm just going to exhale, gently pull up my pelvic floor and just squeeze the lower abs if I can. Okay, I think I can feel the engagement. To double check, I'm going to pop fingers just behind the hip bone. If I can feel that engaging, then I'm going to know that my TVA is engaging, which means the lower abs are kicking in. So I'm going to inhale. Remember, this breathing as well resyncs the core, so all of this is helping. Tilt back. Even I then had to think about engaging my pelvic floor. It didn't happen naturally, which it usually does. There's slight engagement here in the lower abs, so that's good. Nowhere near as strong as it was, obviously. Tiny bit of engagement, but yeah, nowhere near what it was. Okay, inhale. I think when I'm inhaling, everything's sinking okay. I'll have to watch the video back myself. Tilt the hips back. Okay, I'm just going to do one more, and then I'm going to do a couple of stretches. Relaxing the shoulders as well. I've noticed that they're tight and I can feel them pulling up. Oh, we're right back to the beginning. Okay, so for my stretches, I'm literally going to lift one ankle to the opposite knee, tilt my hips back, and I'm just gently going to open out the hips and just gently push just to open the hips, a little bit of a glute stretch. This is how basic it is. I'm going to do the same on the opposite side, so nice and slowly. Back's flat, lifting the leg, and then just gently pushing. You can do this sitting down on a chair. You will feel more in the glutes if you sat on the chair. And then feet flat. And then I'm going to go into an overhead. So I just want to start opening out the hips and working on flattening the back. So I haven't checked this out yet, but if I lie flat, to be fair, I've not got much of an arch, or it doesn't feel like I have. My back's come off slightly. After having Pearl, I had a real bad arch. That's not too bad, to be fair. So it's worth just checking to see. Okay, so I'm going to just go into an overhead reach, and I'm just going to do this so that it helps open out the ribs, but just work on that posture. And I'm still going to use the same breathing. So feet are flat. We're going to inhale, relax everything. And then I'm going to tilt the hips, just slightly connect pelvic floor and engage lower abs. Okay, so I'm only going to keep my range of movement very short, because I'm well aware I have got ab separation, and if I go too far overhead without these being able to engage, I'm going to cause myself more damage. So all I want to do is just stretch the ribs slightly, but really start to work on my posture. So if you've got any ab separation, just remembering that you're only going as far as you can without the lower back arching, and just so that none of this feels funny or disengaged. So inhaling again, tilt the hips, that feels really nice on my upper back, just stretching everything out there and getting my posture right. Oh, that's good. Okay, so we're just going to go one more, relaxing as you inhale. Air up to the chest, tilt the hips, engage slightly. So the whole time I'm thinking about pelvic floor and lower abs and my back, and it's really good to start engaging the brains and my muscles again. Okay, we're just going to do one more. I'm well aware that Logan is coming up to feeding time, so I don't want him to start screaming in the background. Okay, we're going to need a chair, so I just want you to sit on the chair. I will first of all just show you that first stretch on here. So if you take one knee over, shoulders back and down, tuck the hips up. So hips under, and then gently push down on the knee. You'll feel it in the glute. If you lean forward slightly, you'll just feel a little bit more of a stretch. If you just do that on both sides, just see if you can notice a difference on either side. My right is definitely tighter, so I'm just doing a little body check. Oh, and then from there we're just going to take it into a kneeling chest stretch. So again, we're looking at the spine. So this happened with like my last pregnancy as well. This arch is really common. It's just where it changes post-pregnancy, and obviously with weaker core muscles. So just take a photo of yourself and check out that arch. Mine's pretty bad there. So we really need to make sure that there's no rib flare. Ribs stay down. We just try and tuck under. We use the glutes, shoulders back and down. And I'm just gently going to open out the chest, thumbs down. God, my shoulders are so tight. And just open out the chest, biceps are tight. So I've got the usual mum issues going on there at the top. And then we're just going to take it into a little bit of a hip flexor. So I'm not going to fully engage with this one, just because obviously it's only 4 weeks post C-section and I don't want to be pulling anything. So I'm just going to tuck the hips under. So get the back as flat as you can. Feel the hip flexor. I normally would push straight through with the knee, but I'm just going to do a tiny movement forward, just so I can have a little stretch of the hip flexor. I'd usually take the arm up and over, but I'm not going to do that today either. And then I'll do it from the front on the other side. So knee comes through, shoulders back and down, tuck under. Just a tiny pull forward, just stretch through the hip flexor. And I'm just going to leave it there. And then I'm just going to take arms above the head, tuck everything under, just have a little stretch through the shoulders and relax. So that's all I'm doing. They were the first few little exercises that I've done in the last month other than walking. So it's just allowed me to have a little feel of how everything is. It's allowed me to start connecting my mind to my muscles, and it is as basic as that. So join me live on Instagram tomorrow. I'll add a few different stretches in there as well. And yep, hopefully you can join me then.